Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 25 of the Make It Rain podcast. We got a good one in store for you guys today. Happy St. Patrick's Day as well. I'm not wearing green. He's not wearing green either, but it doesn't matter because it's a black and silver team. Here we go. Welcome back to episode 25 of the Make It Rain podcast. I'm speaking really fast because the Rangers got done with an auction alongside Hockey News analyst Anthony Collazo. I'm Joe O'Regan, and now I'm going to slow down. 3 games for the Ontario Reign this week, 2 in Tucson, 1 at home against the Henderson Silver Knights. St. Paddy's Day, and we jokingly made the comment that the Ontario Reign St. Patrick's Day jerseys look a little bit like a carbon copy of the Mighty Ducks D2 jerseys.
Yes. Very much so.
Not a good look. Not a good look. Creativity was kind of there, but not really. Anyways, with that being said, how are we?
Joe, everybody watching the pod, I'm doing good. The Reign sweep the week. Great week for the Reign, coming off a 5-game losing streak. So it's good to
reverse course,
get back on or get back to their winning ways before they go to the
home stretch of the year, if you want to say.
Yeah, but is Iowa like the Midwest? That's not the Midwest, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Iowa would be the Midwest.
Midwest, and then Yeehaw State.
Lone Star State, guys. What the heck? No! Yeah, we'll get into next week after we wrap up these 3 games. Let's get into the Zamboni Queen. Not very much going on at all.
Yeah,
between the Reign,
really
like I didn't put this in here, but Parker Burge has been recalled to the Ontario Reign. Lines,
some shakeups.
It's almost like someone heard the podcast.
You would think,
the lines needed a shakeup, and the shakeup happened.
It happened after game 2. We'll get to that when we get to that. But it was good to see Sturm try something different because he's been pretty stingy on what work's been working, and not only did he do that, he also changed up the power play units too. So that was another thing that we have been talking about since forever ago. But yes, Stern make some changes.
Long overdue in a way. Like we've noticed some of these things, and just like it's just part of the stick, I guess. Part of the shtick. That's about it in terms of the introduction. Let's get into the Ontario Reign part of the podcast. As this episode, no, actually, incorrect. This is all things pipeline related for the Los Angeles Kings. Now let's get into this ad read from Gowdy Law. We all know having a game plan is key when it comes to your family's future. Are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help. Specializing in estate planning, Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass. Just like on the ice, preparation matters. Don't wait till the last minute to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today to start playing for the future. Get estate planning pricing and a free consultation right on their website. It's literally that simple. The price is right on their website. Gowdy Law, make estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. As always, the link is in the description. With that, let me get my breath back real quick as we hop into game 1 where the Reign take the I-10 East to Tucson to take on the Roadrunners. In the first period, it's Curtis Douglas who gets the runners going early, scoring on a delayed penalty. Kind of just whacks out a puck into the net. It's 1-0 Tucson. However, the Reign get even as the Godfather himself, yes, he's back and he's scoring goals. He scores from between the dots. It's 1-1. However, for every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. There's an opposite one here. Tucson gets back ahead. Less than 2 minutes left in the period as Sam Lipkin pots one on a breakaway, just thrown out front. And the teams head to the locker room with it being 2-1 Tucson. In the second period, Jeff has begun to score a lot of goals. He ties things up at 2. And about 1 minute later, lets everyone row, row, row your boat gently into the net. Yep. Row the puck into the net, actually. He gets the Reign ahead, and in the third period, Jeff Moat with the dagger. Empty net, or no, not empty net, excuse me. Power play goal with about 2.5 minutes left. That's all she wrote. The Ontario Reign win, snap the 5-game losing streak by the final of 4-2.
Reign win
for the first time in like a week and a half.
For the first time in forever.
Okay. Anyways, welcome back. And The Reign are finally back in the win column. I mean, the first person I thought of when the Reign won this game was Phoenix Copley, who has been standing on his head, working overtime hours because Portillo's hurt, and Sturm just refuses to play Dryden McKay. And then, like, here we go. We're just playing hockey. First goal of the game, it is Curtis Douglas. Stretch pass ahead. This one gets dipped out front. This shot by McGregor, he tries to poke one in, it doesn't go. Douglas, not even really looking at the net, just gets this past Copley. It's 1-0. Reign get even. Who else, baby? It's Jeff Malott.
This is the start of a great week for Malott.
Oh, wait. No, it's not. Malott, great feed. Glenn Godden of Matty V loses his footing, it looks like a little bit, and we got a tie game here in Tucson. Yes. Sam Lipkin. Joseph Zacconi might have COVID. Coughed that puck up all right. And then the Ontario Reign tie things up with Fagemo entering the zone, dips one in front. Who is that? Like, is that Hunter Drew? I think. Hunter Drew goes into forecheck on Samuel Fagemo. Actually, not even forecheck. Back check a guy into the boards, and right there, Jeff Malott, boom, top shelf. And then the Reign get ahead halfway through the second period. This pass gets like thrown out in front. Luke Rowe. That's a beauty.
That's a beauty.
Beauty. Top of the circles. Kind of just shoots it. Gets through traffic, and it finds mesh, and the Reign are up 3-2. End of the power play here. About 3 minutes left in the third. Jeff Malott, the answer. The one, the only. Fagemo down low. Worked up top. Big shot. Great pass by Hudon. Fagemo, big shot. Big rebound. Oh, funny how we just brought up shoot the puck for once. And then Jeff Malott, wide open net. We'll get into wide open nets on Sunday. Believe me. Reign win 4-2.
Yeah, great win for the Ontario Reign. Jeff Malott.
2 goals.
2 goals
and an assist.
3.9. We'll get to him a little bit later in the Reign weather report because, as you can imagine,
he might be on there.
He might be there in a little bit. Yo, game started off, 2 goals for Tucson in the first period. It's definitely not the period that Sturm definitely was not looking for. He talks about how the defense needs to be solid. It is a young blue line. And they give up 2 goals, but the second period, they turn it around. And they really never turned back. Really, in the week, second period, Malott scores a goal. Luke Rowe scores his third, which he's been on a little bit of a heater as of late. In the third period, Malott, again, just turn around in the second period and never turn back.
Absolutely agree. Here's one thing that I kind of started to state, and then it kind of backed away from me. Then I got back to it a little bit. Great game by Phoenix Copley. This is going to be a common theme you're going to see all week. Like, I guarantee you those 18 skaters were trying their bums off to get Phoenix Copley a win because he hasn't gotten a win in a while, and he's been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
He's just been getting hung out to dry a lot. Like, he's been hung out to dry or he's been tired working overtime for the Ontario Reign. So, you know what? It's nice to see Phoenix Copley get his win. Let's just say that. Yeah. And then he would eventually start the next game against Tucson, and him and Vuelta would, again, be between the pipes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Copley has really stepped up his game ever since replacing Portillo with an injury, which, by the way, we asked Portillo if he's going to go on the road trip. He will not go on the road trip. He is still down. He's been down for a long time now.
It feels like it. I mean, as a Reign fan, I wouldn't say be freaking out, but I'd be worried now. Because this is starting to get a little bit excessive.
At this point, would you start Copley over Portillo in the Calder Cup playoffs?
Yes.
Wow.
At this moment in time, yes.
That's crazy to think about.
We did not think it would be this way at the start of the year. That's for certain.
Yo, another thing in this game.
Big penalty kill by the Ontario Reign in the third period to keep this game where it was. 3-2, knocking on the door. I believe Tucson had a 5-on-3 for
about 37 seconds.
Yeah, 37 seconds. Huge kill. And also, to take away from the fact, Joe Hicketts was the offender.
Yeah.
He committed the penalty. Usually Joe Higgins is the number one guy on that penalty kill.
Yeah, Jacob Dvorak took a hooking penalty 2 minutes and 53 seconds into the third period. They killed that off, and right when they killed that off,
Quinn Olsen goes to the box for slashing.
Which is very tough because Quinn Olsen is trying to make a name for himself in the AHL.
He is.
He goes down slashing.
Then,
a minute 30 later, pretty much, and Joe Higgins slashing too.
Yep.
And they killed off the 5-on-3. They killed off the original power play. And, you know, when you can kill off, when your penalty kill is that good, you're going to win games. And that came up huge in the third period.
That instills a lot of confidence in, well, one, whoever runs the penalty kill for the Reign, two, Phoenix Copley having the trust of those guys to be able to, one, block shots, and two, lay their body on the line to get the puck out of the zone, especially in that scenario when you're just trying to play defense and you're trying to just hold them, which they sure did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin Connaughton, Reign legend, commits a delay of game, and the Reign go on the power play, and that Jeff Malott guy, pretty good. He's pretty good. Right spot, right time. Fagemo, big shot, big shock, rebound, and Malott is home, and the Reign win. So, no doubt about it. Going into the 3 stars of the game, Jeff Malott, 3 points. Obviously, we brought that up. Luke Rowe, a goal and an assist, 2nd star, and then Sam Lipkin, a goal, 3rd star for Tucson. So, not bad. Some of the notes out of the Ontario Reign that I saw, Samuel Fagemo is dying to score goals. He had 7 shots on goal this game. That's a lot. Sunik had 5 shots. So, I mean, all in all, there are guys that are really trying to chase goals, and now we're starting to see the uptick again in shots because it's been down the past few weeks. So hopefully the Ontario Reign can continue with that through the end of the year into the playoffs, hopefully.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be almost impossible for the Reign to not make the playoffs. Now we're just competing for home ice or to win a division and get a bye.
Yeah. The Reign, I mean, right now, especially right now, the main 2 teams right now at the top 2 is Colorado and Ontario. Calgary and Coachella Valley have both played a lot of games.
Yes.
And the Reign have some games to catch up to them. So you have to imagine that Colorado and Ontario should not run away with the division, but it's going to be them 2 at the top.
It's going to be a dogfight till the end, folks. It's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, and then, like we said last episode, Ontario plays Colorado for 3 at the end of the year.
Yep.
And that, I mean, you need to come away with at least 4, and you need to hold them to 1 at the very minimum.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to.
Or in those 3 games, like if you can win all 3, that'd be nice. But you know.
Well, if you win all 3, the odds you win a division are pretty high.
Yeah, very high.
It's a 3-game series. Realistically, whoever is going to win that series has, I think, the highest probability of taking the division. Ain't nobody said it was going to be easy. With that being said, let's hop into game 2 as the Reign run it back Wednesday night in Tucson.
Oh yeah, another game in the 520 as the Reign look to take both games in the Copper State. Things started quick as the curtains opened with Curtis Douglas having deja vu and scoring the first goal of the game again. It is 1-0 Tucson. But at 2, wants to Yamson with you. He ties the game, popping the bottle, and ties the game at 1. Unfortunately, Max Zuber gets it right back. A 1T pass Phoenix Copley. It is now 2-1. Into the third, Sturm makes some line changes. The Godfather on line 3. The Godfather Part 2 makes him look smart, beating Vialta and evening the game again. Godin, third line. Guess who's on the first line? And Francesco Pinelli. A huge goal to give the Reign a 3-2 lead late in the third period. Sammy sends Tucson packing with an empty netter, and your Reign win by a score of 4-2.
Reign win!
Deja vu, 4-2 once again.
Almost sounds a bit like the Colorado series. It just feels nice being on the winning side, however, not the losing side. And it also feels nice not getting shut out twice. Anyways.
Couldn't be better. Could not be better.
Oh, no doubt about it. Ontario Reign, another good game. What in the world? Another good game by the Ontario Reign. Another good performance out of Phoenix Copley. I'm going to sound like a broken record at this point as I spit all over my monitor. Now we can hop into the goals for this game. Curtis Douglas, yeah, deja vu, dang right. Teed up. Cobley makes the save, just kind of dies in front of him, and Curtis Douglas right on the doorstep scores.
Looks like it was a rebound.
Yeah. It wasn't even a rebound, just died right in front of him.
Yeah, right in front of him.
Yep. Rain get even. It's Atu Yamson. Top cheddar. Pop the bottle. Tie game. About a minute and a half in the second period. Rain get things even. Tucson gets back ahead. This time on the power play, Max Zuber. 1T try. Copley throws his glove up like, yeah, I got no chance. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Say, Rain score. Third period, Glenn Godin pulls it in and gets Villalta over the blocker, and we are tied at 2. 17-23 into the third period. Frankie, that first liner, Frankie Pinelli on the doorstep, thrown in front by, I believe, Jeff Malott, and the Rain take the lead, and then Fi Fagimo, an empty netter from right about center ice into the net. Rain win. Rain sweep the mini series against Tucson. That's huge for the Ontario Reign to reverse course on that 5-game losing streak. Now they've won 2 in a row against Tucson. Now, in regards to this, Tucson is not necessarily a playoff team. Like, they're competing. They're going to probably get the 7 seed. Let's be real here. But we're not worried about the 7 seed right now. We're worried about the 1 through 5 right now.
Yes.
The big 5, as we'll call it in the Pacific. Take note of this. The big 5. Colorado, Ontario, Coachella Valley, Calgary, and San Jose. Those are the 5 teams you really have to worry about right now. You've got Abbotsford and you've got Tucson and Bakersfield fighting for those last 2 spots. You've got San Diego trying to bring up the rear, and then Henderson, I don't even know what they're doing anymore.
Yeah, this game started off really slow for the Rain. They really could not get anything going all period. We've seen the offensive output on this team just be really high. And in the first period, 5 shots on goal compared to Tucson's 10. Oof. Obviously, it showed 1-0 Tucson at the end of 1. Before the end of 1, at the end of the first period, Jeff Malott and Robbie Russo get into a nice little tilt. Jeff Malott, brother of Mike Malott, who's a UFC fighter who's fighting on UFC 315 on May 10th. So we might see Mike Malott fight and Jeff Malott play in a playoff hockey game around that time.
Yep.
More than likely.
More than likely we will. Yeah, I like the odds.
That fight happens in the first period. They come out in the second period. 1 minute, 35 seconds in. Guess what happens? Atu Yamson scores a goal. Got the team going.
Get the boys going, eh?
Got the boys going, yeah. Hey, Glenn Godin. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Glenn Godin, because you probably had the most underrated week on the Reign. Scored another goal with the Godfather Part 2.
That third liner.
Glenn. That's so weird.
That third liner, Glenn Godin's been a first liner all year, and now I could just say that as a pure joke. That third liner, Glenn Godin. Godin and Hudon are both on the third line. Make sense. And Martin Chromiak's there also.
Yo, Francesco Pinelli gets them in the lead. He's been buzzing like ever since last week, even though that they were losing and all that. Man, he has looked like a different guy.
He has looked good. I mean, I don't know if it's because he wants to turn it up a notch for the playoffs. I don't know if it's he wants the captaincy because Hickett's might be gone after this year. I don't know what it might be. So for the people here that don't know, Francesco Pinelli, before he got drafted to the LA Kings in the second round in 2021, he was the captain of the Kitchener Rangers of the OHL. Just got to point that out there.
Yeah, Pinelli next year, I mean,
he is showing the leadership part of the game. Good forechecks, and people are feeding off of his energy right now.
No, for sure, and he's still young. So captaincy, you never know. Like I don't think so. They're gonna bring in more veterans guys in, especially next year's team is going to be younger.
Yes.
It's not gonna be a lot of veterans.
But this year's just kind of been an anomaly in that regard.
This year is almost like a wash for the Reign in the sense of like.
There's no prospects, so we're just gonna try.
The Kings, yeah, exactly. I don't think that the Kings are really looking at the Reign like, okay, this guy. Like last year, you had Turcotte's healthy, Clark's doing this, Akil Thomas is doing that. This year, it's more like, all right, Pinelli, he hasn't really been doing too much up until now, where he's been involved a ton.
Oh yeah, hey, at least Clark's coming down for the playoffs this year.
If the Kings get bounced, which they probably will.
If they face the Oilers, they will.
And then Fagemo, empty netter.
Yeah.
Good for him.
There you go. Rain win. Rain sweep the series in Tucson. Then now you've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off. 3 days to rest and recover. And now it's the St. Patty's game on Sunday against the Henderson Silver Knights. As the Rain look to strike for gold in the St. Patty's matchup between them and the Silver Knights. In the opening frame, a shot by Nope, just kidding. Tipped home by the stud muffin. It was shot by Fagemo, however. 1-0 good guys on the power play. In the middle frame, nothing happened the rest of the first. Wait, why is everything chrome?
Future
Martin Chromiak. We're not tied. Excuse me. 2-0 Ontario. He goes bar down for the boys on the 2-on-1. And then in the third, the Rain try to just mail this one in almost. And Henderson gets on the board with a tip-in goal by Braden Bowman. Big shot by Robert Hagg. Bowman uncontested. It's 2-1. And then with the empty net on the power play for the Rain, Jack Studnicka hits the side of a wide open net. Literally wide open. I don't know how he missed it. Now, here comes Henderson back the other way, and Tanner Lechitsky scores shorthanded, and this game would need overtime. Nothing happening in overtime, but thank God the Rain are good in shootouts. Got in him a lot, score. Copley holds Henderson at bay, and the Ontario Rain sweep the week by the final of 3-2 in a shootout. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way right now really quickly. That is the worst win I have ever seen the Ontario Rain get.
And I think Marcus Stern would agree with you because he did not like the game today at all. As well.
Like, cool, you got 2 points, but that was pathetic. That was pathetic. It was like the end of the second period to the end of, or like halfway through overtime. It was all Henderson. Rain hemmed in. Rain tired. Rain not trying. Rain, I could throw out as many words as I wanted to, and I still wouldn't know the answer because it's a combination of all of that.
Yeah, they looked off this game. I mean, Rain not holding on to their stick. All these different things that they should beat Henderson pretty convincingly every time they play them. Still a professional hockey team, but last place, I think the worst team in the league for that matter. And
might be.
We'll get to the Studnicka thing in a little bit.
Nope, they're not. They're the 5th worst team.
Oh, now they are?
They're the 5th worst team.
They've been winning, huh? Because their power plays.
They've been they were 5-4-1 their last 10 before they played the Rain, and they beat Coachella Valley the night before.
Their power play stats have actually gone up. Like, they've shot up. Like, they're scoring now. I think they were actually top 11 in the entire league right now.
They might be. Power play. I think they were around like 19%.
Yeah,
the Rain are around 17%.
They made some trades, new look Henderson a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bottom 5 of the standings is the Bridgeport Islanders at 33 points. This is as of Sunday night, by the way. There's no games Monday, but you know what I'm going with there. Manitoba, 46 points. Iowa Wild, who the Rain will see twice this coming week, at 47. Utica Comets at 52. And then the Henderson Silver Knights at 52. San Diego at 54. Rockford at 56. Hartford Wolfpack at 57.
We'll keep the Iowa Wild in our head for when we recap or look into next week. Let's recap the goals real quick.
Yep, we do have the goals real quick. Rain, get ahead. Fagemo, I want to say this was a pass trying to get, I believe that's Malott backdoor. Studnicka says, no, you don't. And he just throws his stick out there and ramps one into the back of the net. So
yeah,
you take it out, you can get him. 1-0 Ontario. Second period. This puck bounces out. It's Studnicka. Chromiak catches up on the play, feeds Chromiak off the skate on the tape, and barred down. Akira Schmid has zero chance to stop this puck. It's 2-0 Ontario. In the third period, now Henderson is playing the game. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Yes. Robert Hagg, Ducks legend, shot from the point. It is Braden Bowman. Wide open between the circles, tips it past Copley underneath the armpit almost, and it's 2-1. Rain, they pull the goalie, empty net try. Studnicka hits the outside of the net from the point. Back the other way comes Henderson. They're screeching in. Lechitsky top of the circles. He scores. This game would need overtime and a lot of boos from the Ontario Reign crowd. Nothing going in overtime. Now it's breaking to the shootout. First shooter, Matthias Sapovalev, stopped by Copley. Reign coming back the other way. Glenn Godden going right side, pulls it back. The signature move for Glenn Godden himself. He scores off the post, I believe. Yes, off the post and in. Reign up 1-0 in the shootout. Jakub Brabnich, shot, stopped by Copley. Trying to do the Glenn Godden move. Jeff Malott, bar down. Game over. Reign win. Malott's fired up. And I think that was about the only person that was fired up on the whole entire Reign team throughout this whole game. It sure felt that way.
Yeah, and first of all, shout out to the crowd today. I mean,
y'all showed up.
Some crowds feel like they're very casual crowds. Like, they're loud, but they're casual. You can tell they're oohing and ahhing at everything.
Yeah.
This crowd felt hardcore. They felt diehard. They knew hockey. They knew what was happening.
Yes, and I would agree with that.
And they came out today, and I had to take a second after this goal. I recorded it on my phone, and I was just like, man, like, first of all, the fact that I can do this as a job, an internship, super cool. And then second of all, like, it's so crazy what a deep playoff run does for your organization. People are coming out, and it's almost like last year when you had a big crowd, it was like, oh, we got a big crowd today. This year, it's like big crowd, that's normal. Like, people love the Ontario Reign.
I wouldn't necessarily say big crowd, that's normal. I would say Sunday game, 3 p.m. For most people, Sunday's their rest day.
Yeah, exactly.
And you are taking the time to go watch the Ontario Reign. That is what is special about this team this year. You are able to drive fans through the door, whether it be a weekday or a weekend. And the Ontario Reign are doing just that right now.
Yeah.
And it obviously helps when you're one round away from the conference final last year. Thanks, Chris Drieger. And this year, now the Ontario Reign are fighting for the division title.
Mm-hmm.
And they look good again. It's almost like that 5-game skid is behind them. The Reign got to look forward. You've got to be able to look forward because this road, it doesn't get any easier for the Ontario Reign.
Yeah, and if you remember last year, I'm pretty sure the Tucson Roadrunners got the second seed, and look what happened to them. They were bounced around 1 by the Abbotsford Canucks.
Nope, Calgary Wranglers.
Calgary Wranglers, I knew that.
Shout out Dustin Wolf.
And then the Wranglers faced the Firebirds, in which I think the Wranglers won game 1 last year.
They did.
And then almost won game 2. That would have been crazy. We could be looking at a totally different thing if that happened. But it didn't. Coachella came back, won the series, swept the Reign.
Then took Milwaukee in 5 and then lost to Hershey in the Calder Cup final.
Yeah. But this game, we see first power play came in the first period. We saw a different power play unit, brand new unit. And when I'm talking about brand new, I'm talking about fresh.
Yeah.
Fagemo, Andre Lee, Francesco Pinelli, Jack Stunica, Riley Walsh. Complete shuffle of the power play unit. Technically 2. I want to say 1 because that first power play was picture perfect. They worked on it in practice per Jerry
16
Shafran.
seconds in, it's Stunica, the bumper, getting the tip in goal. That is what the power play 1 unit should be right now.
Yeah.
Because Hudon and Godden aren't necessarily buzzing. Yes, they've been playing good all year, but they're not necessarily buzzing. They're both older than the rest of the guys. They're not like that old. Like they're both in their late 20s.
Yeah.
However, you've got guys like Studenica who just flies around. Fagemo with his shot, like that's not going to change. Malott, who's got a motor. Pinelli, high motor player. And then Riley Walsh, I couldn't care about. But like, yeah.
So
hey, somebody's got to fill the role.
So they did work on that in practice yesterday, and I think just from my assumption, I don't know this for sure, but it seems like this year on the power play, all the teams are shifting towards Fagemo's side and taking away the one-timer. So what do? Pinelli, Stunica, motor, whatnot. When they give the puck to Fagemo, everybody shifts to that side. Here comes Stunica crashing through the middle. The guy who usually plays at the middle or should be playing, where the bumper plays, shifts over.
Over on Fagemo.
Throws it to Stunica. Stunica is wide open. Deflection goal. It was beautifully ran. And that unit, I believe, if they keep running that, they're going to be successful 20%, 30% time.
Yeah, down the line. 1-4 is what you're shooting for at that point. And truthfully, with that first power play, like, you're going to say all you want. Oh, Studnicka, nice tip in goal. If Studnicka doesn't even get a piece of that puck, wide open back door is Andre Lee. Literally wide open net.
Yeah.
And before we get into another try where Taylor, I think it was Taylor Ward, had a wide open net and it just rolled off his stick. Bit unfortunate. First period. And yeah, that's what it is. I'm not here to BMC. The Reign did win. However, the Reign played horrible after Martin Chromiak's goal. The Reign, I mean, what are your observations? Like, I want to say fell asleep, but I don't think fell asleep does it justice.
I think, they just didn't look right. They weren't connecting on passes.
They were playing nonchalant.
Yeah, nonchalant. Weren't connecting on passes, like I said. And they looked very, it looked like the different lines. The first line and the third line were trying to almost get used to how each other plays. It was weird. I wouldn't even say they played like horrific, because they won and a win is a win. But
That's true.
in the third period, there was another line shuffle for like one shift. We saw Udon, Malat, and Godin go back on a line together. And then after that, I went back to Pinelli, Malat, and Fagemo. Looks like Stern was just trying to switch things up, maybe just a little bit. I don't know, but all these line shuffles I feel like have been a little bit weird. It's hard to get into a groove when you shuffle the lines all the time. You know what I'm saying? I think if you go with this, which I do like that first line of Pinelli, Fagemo, Malat, I think they should stick with this and roll it into the playoffs.
Surely Francesco Pinelli's an X factor of this team.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna bring him up
right now
in the rain weather report, but Jack Studnicka, a great game from him. He's putting together a really nice season. Man, it's so hard for me. Like, he has over 100 games played in the NHL, and he only has like 16 points, and that's like hard for me to believe because he's so fast. He makes things happen in the AHL. Like, he's just another one of those guys that he's just a really good AHL player, but he just can't put it together in the NHL.
Yeah.
He's Connor McDavid in the AHL. He's so fast. Like, he is so unbelievably fast.
Okay. That's a comment. Hang that in the Louvre. But yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, he's got all the speed in the world. I wouldn't say he's Connor McDavid, though.
The way he plays like Connor McDavid.
Yeah. He plays a speed
he's
game.
Like a step below
not like
TJ
Connor
Tynan.
McDavid, though. Yeah. I was going to say, TJ Tynan's a lot closer to Connor McDavid. However, Jack Studnicka, 57 games this year, has not been scratched yet.
That's crazy.
15 goals, 19 assists, 34 points.
Very nice year for Studnicka.
And a +3.
Now, it don't matter unless you do it in the playoffs, right?
Yep, that is true.
I know you want to talk about the Studnicka play, though. So we talked good about him.
Now here's where stuff's going to go sideways. So Henderson pulls Schmid with about, 2 minutes left or so?
Let's set the stage a little bit more. My bad. Yes, they did do that. Also, the Reign were on a power play with 2:38 left on the clock. So, barring a collapse, this game was over. Go ahead.
Now, 5-on-5 with an empty net. Henderson gains the zone. Henderson loses the puck out to center ice. Jack Studnicka gets it, tries to get around the guy, does get around the guy, shoots at the net. I don't know if it hit the post or the side of the net. I'm going to say side of the net. That's where I thought it hit. Missed. Whole crowd. Oh, boo. Then what we don't realize after we're just sulking in that play is down the ice goes Henderson with numbers, might I add, 4-on-3. And it's fed up front, and Tanner Laczynski pulls one in between the circles and beats Copley over the glove.
That was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen at a Reign game ever. I mean, I literally tweeted out, this game is all but over. Power play for the Reign, was it 2:38? It was like 2:12 left. It was something like that. It was like, the game was...
I think it was like 2:28 or something like that.
Yeah, the game was over.
Yeah,
and
it was.
they pull the goalie. It's a 5-on-5. okay, 5-on-5. That's just a normal game. Henderson, like, not very good 5-on-5 or anything like that.
They're a bottom 5 team in the league.
Sunika comes down, wide open net, hits the side of the net. Don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
And right when that happened, I told Kyle Garcia, I'll bring him up again next to me. I go, if they come back and score right now, that would be nuts.
What happens?
Literally 8 seconds later,
they come up and
they score. And I stand up and go, oh my God, as if I was rooting for Henderson. Because it was like, I cannot believe that just happened.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
And then, Tanner Wachinski. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, that was a crazy turn of events. I could not believe that happened.
And you got to remember this. Henderson, compared to the beginning of the year, this team got worse.
Yeah.
This team got worse. Yes,
they're playing better.
They have Alexander Holtz, who's down from Vegas. What for? I don't know. Unless he just flat out sucks this year. I haven't really been keeping track of Vegas that much. They're going to win the division. I got it. Thank you. But losing Grigory Denisenko to the Preds, losing Brendan Brisson to the Rangers, you think, oh, those are 2 big forwards. That's going to hurt them. I don't know if it clears ego out of the room or what, but they look better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but they look better.
You want to talk about better? The Reign are just better than everyone else when it comes to shootouts.
Oh my goodness.
4
for 5.
They're 7-1 in the record in shootouts. I don't know if you want to find that one loss for me real quick.
The one loss was against San Diego.
Was it San Diego?
It was at San Diego. Sidorov scored in the 4th round. We had no answer.
So that was their one loss.
Over Christmas break.
All the other 7 times that they have gone to shootout, they have won. Now listen to these stats credited by Kyle Garcia. Thank you so much for letting us use the stats that you take on our podcast. I give you all the credit. Yep. Glenn Godden, most attempts on the team. Can you guess how many he's made? Or he has 5 attempts. How many has he made?
5.
He's 5 for 5.
Yep.
Jeff Millar, he has 4 attempts. How many has he made?
3.
4. He's 4 for 4.
He's 4 for 4.
Taylor Ward, his signature shot. He moves lead. I mean, all 3 has to have like signature shots.
Yep.
Taylor Ward, 4 attempts, 2 shots made.
Yeah.
Samuel Fagemo, 2 attempts, 1 shot, 1 for 2. Arthur Kaliev, current Ranger.
1 for 1.
1 for 2.
1 for 2?
Yes. Tyler Madden, current Wild, 0 for 1. Atu Yamson, 0 for 1. In total, there are 13 for 19 in the shootout. That's a 68.4% clip.
Now, let's compare this to Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane. As he looks up Patrick Kane, let me go to the goalies real quick. Eric Portillo, 14 shots seen. He has saved 13 of them. 13 for 14 in a shootout. That is just unbelievable. Phoenix Copley, 5 for 7 in the shootout. 18 saves on 21 shots. 85.7% clip. Record 7-1. They have literally been automatic. It is, you go to shootout, you're not going to win against the Reign.
Yep, that sounds about right. So let's go into shootout percentage. Patrick Kane is rookie year, 77.8%. Widely regarded as the best shootout taker of all time. He's up there with Zegras and Datsuk. And I'm putting Zegras in the conversation now because he's basically automatic.
Angel fan. Or Ducks fan, I should say. Anaheim fan.
Get out. Yeah, there you go. Correct. Patrick Kane, in his whole career, 40.2%. The Ontario Reign, this year, 68.4%.
Yeah.
Now, is that a collection of 13 players, you said? Or less? No, like 7 players?
I think it might be a little less.
Yes, it's a collection of players, not just one guy.
Yeah.
But still, that's a testament to the Ontario Reign and how deadly they are in shootouts. The Reign have not had a penalty shot yet this year.
Yeah.
If they get a penalty shot, heck, it's probably an automatic goal.
And the one penalty shot they have seen, it was let up. Ironic enough.
Yeah, of course.
Ironic enough.
Here's another fun fact for the Ontario Reign before we get into the weather report. No Reign player has recorded a hat trick yet this year.
That is true.
We are 58 games into the year now?
57.
57 games into the year. The Reign do not have a hat trick. How many hat tricks did Samuel Fagemo alone have last year?
Oh, he had like 2 or 3.
He might have had 3.
Yeah.
Like he had ones in Wizards. He had one against San Jose. And I think he had one at the start of the year, like when he just got back from Nashville.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do what you will with that information. The Reign, I'm dying to see a hat trick. I'm just dying to see a hat trick.
You've been talking about it for a while now. Like, I want to see a hat trick.
The dam's gonna break. Let's get into the rain weather report brought to you by Rain. I've kind of already hinted at the 100% for this week, but it's Phoenix Copley. Phoenix Copley, stats aren't going to really show this compared to like guys like Jeff Malott, who I very easily could have taken at 100%. And I can guarantee you he's probably going to take him at 50. But Phoenix Copley stood on his brain this week. Stood on his head. The rain had him hung out to dry so many flipping times that you would need a clicker on Sunday.
Yeah, like we said at the beginning of this podcast, Copley has just taken over, and he has been nothing short of spectacular ever since Portillo has gone down with the injury. Copley, I mean, as a goalie, you know, it's tough being in the AHL after being in the NHL for a couple years, you know? I don't think people understand that, like, you know, oh, he's playing professional hockey as a job, you know, that's super cool. You don't understand, man. The travel was harder. The food, ironically enough, is worst. Everything about being in the minor leagues is just not as fun as being in the major leagues. And
well, duh.
Copley has really just not cared and has played really well. He was the backup at the beginning of the year. That had to have been hard for him. And as a person, man, I mean, an ACL injury is no joke. That is depressing, man. You can hardly walk on an ACL. Your life is just different when you have a torn ACL. And you rehab it, and we hear a bunch of athletes say, you know, when it comes to ACL surgeries, Tommy John surgeries, injuries when you're an athlete and that's your livelihood.
Just flips your life upside down.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, people have called it literally depressing.
Yeah.
And so as a person, as the goalie, I mean, you can't be more happy for Copley and what he's done in the past 3 weeks to a month in the season.
Yeah, 100% agree. Phoenix Copley this past week, stats aren't really going to show how this man has been all year. But like this past week, I mean, 2 and 2 goals allowed, 23 saves, 21 saves, 20 saves. So, hey,
he's playing good hockey right now, man.
The Rain defense is also holding him to minimal shots, like when a team gets into the zone.
Yeah.
That's just a very brief example. Who do you have at 50? Let me guess, Jeff Malott.
Yeah.
Wow, funny.
Yeah, you can't not go Jeff Malott. I kind of wanted to go Francesco Pinelli, who, I mean, has had a few really good weeks, put together a few good weeks, which is very good as one of the only prospects on this team.
I mean, the thing is, just stats are more apparent in this regard with Jeff Malott.
Yeah, you can't not go Jeff Malott here. But Jeff Malott, I believe, 2 goals, 3 assists? Or was it 3 goals, 2 assists? 2 goals, 3 assists?
2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points this week.
Yeah,
Off the score sheet, by the way, Sunday.
Jeff Malott, we knew he was good, but I think when he came over, I was more excited to see someone like Godin play, because Godin, Ducks player, you know, people know who Godin is.
More so goals.
Yeah, but he played on the Ducks too. And then, you know, Jackson Nika has over 100 games played in the NHL. He played a little bit on Ducks.
No, he didn't.
And then
maybe Calgary, but he didn't play at all in the Ducks.
Malott was someone that, you know, was a little bit overlooked. Yeah. And he, again, similar to the guys I just mentioned, is just having a great season.
Yeah, he's having a year. I remember getting the impression watching the NHL preseason when the Kings played Utah. It was a preseason game, and Jeff Malott got into a tilt with, I think it was Liam O'Brien. Yeah, I think it was Liam O'Brien. Now that I'm thinking about this, Liam O'Brien is a certified NHL enforcer, grinder in that regard. Like, he's that guy in terms of fighting. And Malott had no issues, just drops the gloves with him. Like he's got no regard for his life at that point.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, that right there set the stage for me realizing, oh, Jeff Malott might be that guy. Like, yeah, you might not light up the score sheet, but like, you're going to go to war for your guys. Yeah. And that's what the Ontario Reign need, and that's what Jeff Malott has provided to this team so far.
Yeah, it's not too shocking because his brother is a UFC fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff Malott had 1 game in the NHL with the Winnipeg Jets, so he had made his NHL debut. That's probably why I wasn't too, like, you know, Jeff Malott. Godin has, I think, 13 games in the NHL. He had 4 with the Ducks. 1 last year.
Really?
And then 3 a couple years ago. Yeah, with the Ducks. And then he played 7 2020, 2021 with the Flames, and 2 with the Flames as well the following year.
Stockton Heat legend Glenn Gaudin for the people. If you know, you know. And then Jack Studnicka's got his time with Boston. So, and Vancouver.
Yeah,
and Vancouver. 0%, 2 defensive breakdowns that both led to goals. Give me Jacob Dvorak. I mean, I'm not going to just sit here and point stuff out because the Reign did sweep the week. But Dvorak lost his assignment on Bowman's goal, the first goal for Henderson on Sunday. Lost his assignment on a goal in Tucson on Tuesday night. Anyways, that's it for the 0%. Not going any further. Next week for the Ontario Reign, we're going to start breaking into every team in the Pacific because now we're in crunch time. This is where standings get shaken up. And for the people that watch NFL Red Zone, we'll use NHL Seasonal Red Zone or AHL Seasonal Red Zone. It's the witching hour. It's witching month. This is where losses become wins, wins become losses. Teams get in the playoffs, teams get out of the playoffs. This is where divisions get taken. This is where home field or home ice advantage gets taken. This is where home ice advantage is lost. Who's going to step up in this final month of the year? Final month of hockey coming up. It's going to be exciting. We're going to see a glimpse of playoff hockey probably from the Reign. Like when we see them play Colorado, for example, we're definitely going to see some physicality like it's a playoff game. And I'm excited for it. So next week for the Ontario Reign, Tuesday, 5 p.m. game at Texas. However, another game, Bakersfield and Colorado. Colorado wins. They're going to draw even further from the rest of the division. Wednesday, Reign rematch against Texas. San Diego and San Jose. San Jose needs to win that game, and San Diego can pull closer into the 7th seed with a win there. Bakersfield and Colorado again. Henderson and Coachella. If Henderson wins again, they've already played Coachella. They played Coachella Saturday. If Henderson wins again, Coachella Valley is going to drop even further out of the division race. Friday, Reign don't play. San Diego and Henderson. San Diego has to win that game, basically. Coachella Valley and Calgary, one of the big 5. That's a big 5 matchup right there. Saturday, Reign at Iowa, 4 p.m. game. San Diego and Henderson. Once again, San Diego's got to win if they want to look for the playoffs. Abbotsford and Manitoba. Abbotsford, if they want to really secure their spot in the playoffs, they need to start winning games.
Yeah.
Because, yes, they could still fall out. Tucson and Colorado. Tucson's in a dogfight with Bakersfield, so they got to win that game. And San Jose and Bakersfield, same thing I said with Tucson, just apply that to Bakersfield. Sunday, 1 p.m., Reign take on the Iowa Wild. Coachella and Calgary again. I already brought that up. Tucson and Colorado. If Tucson could take 2 points, that would be huge for the Ontario Reign. And then Bakersfield and San Jose, who I've already brought up. So it's going to be a busy week in terms of the entire Pacific Division. The Big 5 is going to go for a shakeup. As of right now, the American Hockey League standings present to you by AHL.com. Yeah!
Yeah.
Colorado in first place, 76 points. Ontario in second at 72. Coachella at 71. Abbotsford and Calgary tied at 69. San Jose at 66. Tucson rounds it out at 63. Out of the picture, Bakersfield at 59. San Diego at 54. Henderson at 52. I mean, you can pretty much mail in Henderson and San Diego at this point. We're right about there at this point now.
Yeah, you were saying San Diego has to win. They have to win out pretty much. I mean, they're not exactly in it. Bakersfield still has a chance. I mean, they have a few games on Tucson.
San Diego would have to go 12-2 basically to have a real shot.
I'll tell you what, real quick before we wrap this up. We talk about the Big 5. I mean, at this point, it's kind of like a Big 6 because San Jose is right in that mix as well with Calgary.
Yeah. Separated by 10 points.
Yeah, exactly. Top together. 6. Tucson really needs to start winning games because
Bakersfield's lurking.
Yeah, Bakersfield is lurking and they're on their tail. And I tell you what, if Ontario plays Bakersfield rather than them playing Tucson, I think we would both be really happy about that.
Yes.
So
that is also true.
Let's go Bakersfield.
Yeah, go Condors. Says the Cal State Bakersfield guy. And then that's about it. Mm-hmm. So the Reign and Colorado both have played the same amount of games, are separated by 4 points, reiterating the 3 games the Ontario Reign are going to have against Colorado at the end of the year. Reign need to take 2.
Yeah,
Reign,
that's gonna be huge.
The Reign need to take 2, and that's gonna be physical game all over the place. That's gonna be your playoff preview, pretty much. With that being said, that wraps up episode 25 of the Make It Rain podcast. Thank you very much for watching. You can follow us on all of our socials at Make It Rain Pod on Instagram, X, YouTube, all that jazz, TikTok as well. This has been a Mehls Media production. Thank you very much, Nicole. Appreciate it a lot. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you next Monday, and happy St. Patrick's Day. And if you're not wearing green, you may get pinched. Later.